welcome back to yet another episode of the r/RapBattles podcast. We're here today to discuss our Smack Volume 6 with our panel here today. We've got Sauce. Sauce, how you feeling today?
It's a beautiful day, man. Just happy to be alive.
All right, I love the positivity. We got Lockhart in the building. How we feeling?
They got me back in Tennessee once again. Much respect. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, and he's back. He's back. All right, we got Yusuf in the building. Yusuf.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, and then joining us, they weren't here last week, but we've got all the way from Coconut Island. We've got Wrath. Wrath, how are you today?
What up?
All right, and from Brooklyn, we've got Swag. How are you?
Same trio.
Facts. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
No.
So, do you want to see Saint versus Chess?
That would be actually a really good battle.
No, it won't.
No, sir, it will not. No, sir, it will not. We've already got the hot takes flying today. Hot take royalty, of course, is not here, but we're going to let these hot takes fly, of course. As Sauce would say, from the hip. Let's jump right into our discussion. Of course, I'm your host, Hula. Smack Volume 6 was this past Saturday. Boys, so first things first, Easy the Block Captain, T-Top was canceled. Are we bummed about this match being put to the wayside, or were we looking forward to seeing this? Lockhart, how do you feel about it?
Honestly, I'm not all that bummed about it, truth be told. And I'll explain why. I would rather see a T-Top that's fully prepared and one that doesn't have to have family emergencies as an excuse to not take a battle. That's just my honest opinion about it. That was an excuse. That was not a family emergency.
Does anyone here agree with that?
Yeah, he was in the chat all night.
Wait, did T-Top explain what happened?
He said his son was in the hospital. That was his reasoning for not showing up. And
His son was what?
His son was in the hospital, is what he said. And Lock and Swag might be right. I don't feel like I'm in that place to, make the call that he was looking or not. Because if it's true, then my condolences for whatever happened. But I understand why they would think that, especially if he was in the chat all night. Then I could understand why it might be an excuse. But like I said, I don't think I'm in the place to make that call. And because if it's a true thing, then I don't want to be held accountable, for my words like that.
Okay, that's fair. Well, I didn't know that was the reason why it didn't happen. I thought one of them just called off for, I don't know, it just didn't feel like battling. I wanted to see it, but what Lockhart said makes sense. I mean, I would rather see a fully prepared both of them.
Yeah. Plus, but I think assuming they were prepared, I think Easy would have shined in since we now know what the environment was like. I think Easy would have been fine because he was in the tournament, and that tournament was very similar to that type of environment they were rapping in. Even though the Volume 6 was outside, and then the Ultimate Madness was inside. I think the lack of crowd reaction would have been a plus for his type of style of rapping.
I'd argue otherwise. I'd argue that Easy wouldn't have translated well in this format.
No, because I don't think he worries about getting reaction.
Really?
If you watch him versus Don, he wasn't really worried about the reaction. I think he was just rapping. Because they weren't getting reaction in the beginning. During the beginning of this pandemic, they weren't getting reactions at first because people were scared to react. Because are we allowed to react or not? And he did fine to me.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think he
go
would
ahead,
have
Wrath. Go ahead, Wrath.
biggest reaction of the night. Easy, at least. I think.
God, yeah. That's not saying much.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about that for sure. So the last thing I want to ask about this battle before we move on to the actual battles that happened in the building, do we want to see either T-Top versus Easy or T-Top versus Calico on Smack Volume 7 here coming up in January?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'd rather see Cal. I'd rather see Cal.
I'd rather see Cal too, but either or.
If we
would
get
be
a
fine.
choice, Calico.
Of course, but Cal would, like we said last episode, Cal would fucking dog walk T-Top. So
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah. Okay. So
sorry, Hula.
Oh no! Hey. We'll let the record speak for itself. T-Top I'm gonna let T-Top speak for himself on that one. T-Top's gonna win 3-0.
What's up, King?
Yeah, you ever been down to Okay, no, that was awful. That was a
was
terrible
terrible.
T-top. That
That
was
was
a
not
Mine was
good.
better. Yeah,
That was
let me
not
do
good.
that this time.
It's my closing verse.
Like like a fucking casket will just throw this motherfucker in the hearse.
All right, let's get into what we actually saw. So, Ill Will versus Danny Myers. Swag, how did you feel about this battle?
Of
I
course, you'd
think
ask that fucking outfit Danny wore.
He dressed like
Yeah.
swag. What are you talking
he
about?
dressed like a fucking kaleidoscope.
I
That's
dressed
that was
like
my
that
joke.
once.
I know,
Like that
dickhead.
once. Let me live.
I hate you, bro.
What'd you say, Swag?
So,
Say it.
go ahead, Swag. Sorry.
So in terms of the battle, I think that the battle was really good from Ill Will. That's it. Just Ill Will.
Damn,
I don't
really?
think. Yeah, I think Danny saying things like massage a knee wasn't really the most wasn't really the most pleasant thing to listen to. I had Will 2-1, maybe 3-0.
Oh boy.
Bar God.
Got that shit on my alarm clock. Yeah, we'll get to Pat Stay later.
Yeah, that we will. That we will. Yusuf, you were saying earlier about Ill Will going up against punchers, I believe. You want to elaborate
I
on
mean,
that?
this battle confirmed what we already know from me. So I also had Ill Will 2-1, possibly 3-0, depending on how I call the second round on rewatch. This battle confirmed what I was saying before. I think I'm not gonna argue that he won. We'll just say that the battle is debatable. Aside from the Big K battle, because I'm talking about the Rum Nitty battle. Aside from the Big K battle, his record against punches is just stupid, and this confirmed what I was talking about. Like he faced a straightforward puncher and he dog walked him, and here he is against another straightforward puncher and he dog walked him. And now I'm convinced that his style of not only do I punch around your level, but I rap better, and I'm on that level of charisma that's really high, and like, it's something about my personality that just makes it hard for you to outpunch. He's so effective that it's really an unfair matchup at this point.
Can I I want to bring a comparison.
Yeah.
How much of a difference is there between Ill Will right now and Clips back in like 2013?
Like
Before
when the run
obviously
started?
like what's the difference between Ill Will now and Clips back in like 2013? Obviously Ill Will isn't thirding like top tiers, but like he's winning, you know? And like I think the style there's some similarities in the style between the two.
Oh, I
Yeah,
100% agree.
Yeah, like they're both charismatic as hell, both can punch, both can freestyle, both can rebuttal, both are funny. Like I think I'm not saying he's at that level, but the style is just it's too hard to ignore the similarities between them.
I think me not remembering vividly how Clips was 2013 is making me hard to answer that question, like how
That's
I
fair.
believe. But I mean, I would say I would put Ill Will above that, because I think the people who did do Clips dirty when he was like coming off of that, I mean, Ill Will either beat them or, well, that's it. He just beat them,
I don't know because
or he wouldn't get fucked up by them the
yeah.
same way.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
because to be fair, Ill Will like the same event Clips 30 to Surf, Ill Will 30 B Magic that came off being that same Clips arguably.
Really?
So I could see your point, I guess.
Wait, Ill Will 30 be Magic, you said?
Yeah, he 30 B Magic at Born Legacy 1.
So
So
that
he really only lost to one puncher,
Who would that be?
Big K.
They did battle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So that begs the question: how does Ill Will with this recent performance? How does Ill Will stack up as far as everyone's Champion of the Year standings?
Second
I think
or third.
second or third,
I
yeah.
think unchanged.
Yeah, I don't think it really changed much. I'd still put Beat Out over Will just based on strength of schedule, but I think you can argue that Will would be second.
Okay, Lockhart, how do you feel about Ill Will?
Ill Will versus Danny Myers, or just Ill Will in general?
I guess both.
Both.
Both, yeah.
All right, so me being partially colorblind, I'm actually kind of happy that I didn't get to see most of this battle, because that shit,
What was he wearing?
I mean, that shit was confusing as fuck. Yeah, Ill Will looking monochrome as shit, and Danny Myers looking like a fucking rainbow was not exactly how I wanted to start out the night. Bar wise,
Yeah.
Danny didn't really have any quotables in my opinion. This is why I keep saying Danny Myers needs to sit, and he needs to sit now.
Mhm.
because he's really starting to stretch himself thin. Pause, I guess. But when the moment he starts saying misogyny wordplay is when, yeah, he needs to hang it up for a little bit. I get that he has mouths to feed and everything, but come on. There's a difference between getting mouths to feed in terms of like doing quality work and just collecting a paycheck after a while. And Danny Myers is starting to veer off into the just collecting a paycheck aspect of it. So I think it's pretty clear I have Ill Will 3-0 because, yeah, that was not good.
Yeah,
I think Ill Will's third is the best round of the battle.
Yeah,
I agree. I'd agree.
No, I disagree. I didn't like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The slogan that Ill Will was putting kind of a spin on at the end of it, all of his rounds was just like very telling in terms of Danny's career trajectory at this point. If he doesn't like,
You'll only be a volume battler.
Yeah, he's like, thank the Lord, volume ain't my fucking ceiling or something around it. I don't know exactly what the slogan was, but it was basically saying that, and it's pretty telling.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah, I mean,
it's not wrong at all right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Danny missed his one chance to be on Summer Madness, with the tournament.
Yeah,
and
in
I don't know
Danny's
if
defense, he deserves to be on Summer Madness, but like only off of merit. And lately, not.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Like he's done enough. He's been consistently good enough, aside from lately, been consistently good enough for a long enough time that he should have been on a Summer Madness.
Yeah, but does he sell tickets? That's the ultimate question with being on Summer Madness. Exactly.
Nah.
So that's
especially not as of late. Especially not as of, I'm not.
Yeah, like you can't like I understand your point because
remember
we did the Daniel Myers we did the Daniel Myers record and he was like we had him like 10-2 and like he wins, but it doesn't matter. Nobody cares that he wins. Like I'm sorry, but like
no, you're right. I can't really argue against that.
Nobody cares. Like he beat Clips, Big T.
And right now he's on a losing streak, so I really don't care.
Yeah, so like why should I?
Right now.
Got 30 by Easy, got 30 by Will. Like I have Ill Will 3-0. Like I don't think that's even a question. Like
the thing is, like that wasn't even a good Ill Will.
It was okay. Yeah, he was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. Except for the third, I'll say the third was good Ill Will.
I thought it was the Ill Will against Your Honor was so much better in my opinion.
And even then, I'd agree.
Do you think Danny Myers suffers from JC Titus?
Yes.
Yeah, when he takes so many battles.
I've been saying that 100%.
Oh, y'all don't want to get started by JC.
No, not just that, but it's also the pay verb thing too.
Pay verb, pay verb.
Pay verb, pay clips.
Yeah.
Barley blips. All right, go ahead.
So we agree that how do we look at Danny Myers' URL record? Because it doesn't seem like Danny Myers is very good on URL. Am I wrong in thinking?
No, you're wrong.
You're absolutely wrong. We did this record on r/'s pin thing, and he ended 10-2.
He beat K Shine. He has some wins.
Lose to top tiers often, but he's losing to these mid tiers, and he's been losing lately. And
all right, I have his record on URL. I have it right here.
Yeah, please.
So he's beaten Twerk. He beat Chess. He's beaten K Shine. I believe he beat Rex. And he beat DNA is debatable. That battle's not good, but yeah, he beat DNA, I guess. So that's five of his W's on.
That's okay. The app battles because
these are before that. We have some app battles. Like Chess is on the app, and so Twerk's on the app. So those are 5 like wins against quote unquote top tiers. But like he's losing to Ill Will and Easy. Like last year he lost to Pass and Stewie Newton. Like I don't know what he's doing, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
It sucks as a Danny fan. Like I hate seeing this.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next battle. Our next battle of the night was it B-Dot versus Chilla?
It was Arson Jerry.
Then let's talk about Arsenal and Jerry West, and we'll start with Swag on this one. Swag, what were your takeaways?
Man, it sucks that I have to say this because Jerry West is from Brooklyn. But Arsenal, I don't know how y'all felt about Arsenal's performance, but I thought Arsenal was crazy. Crazy.
That man was rapping.
He was wicked.
He was.
And Jerry, I don't know what Jerry tried to do that round with the proof of life, but it was the dumbest thing I ever listened to in a rap battle. Like in the entirety of this year. Like, I don't know why he
Yeah.
did that. That proof of life
Nah.
thing was terrible. He shouldn't have done it 3 times in the same round. I don't know why he did that. He could have stopped after a half a time. But I was so disappointed when I heard that. He was like, "You sure you want to know?" And then it was like the proof of life thing was whack. But Arsenal was rapping. So I got Arsenal 3-0. Yeah, Arsenal 3-0.
Okay. All right. Yusuf, what do you think?
Arsenal 30, man. I mean, Jerry had some punches that I thought kind of didn't get the love they deserved. I'm disappointed this is the one battle I was wrong about. Because I really thought that Jerry was gonna be really hungry, and then, like, with this shot, he wasn't gonna waste it. I don't want to say he wasted it. He did. He came in, he rapped, he did his job. It just wasn't enough. And I noticed when I was watching that battle that Ars really showcased why he's the number one viewed like American battler. Because not only is his stuff really digestible for like a newer like audience, but he's actually like really good. Like I forget that at times.
Yeah.
This kind of reminded me of, not to the same degree, but it reminded me of the him versus Geechee performance. Good battle or okay
yeah.
battle.
Okay, battle.
Sauce, you want to elaborate on that?
That boy was rapping. Like, he had performance of the night to me. I don't know about y'all, but ours, he was wigging all 3, and he had the Jerry West jersey. When I saw the Jerry West jersey on, I was like, oh, it's a wrap. But man, I don't know. Ours, I'm telling you, ours has been having himself a quiet year, low key. Beat official, had a debatable T-top. Like he's been having a decent year. And
he lost to T-top, but go ahead.
No, I agree, but like still, but like it wasn't a bad arse, all things considered. So honestly, more than anything, it just makes me wonder what happened if Ars didn't like stop, like all those retirements and not caring about battles. Like, what would have happened if he cared more? Because it's obvious, like he cares now, but so I wonder what's his reasoning for caring all of a sudden.
And that's what I was gonna ask was why does Arsenal suddenly show up against a Jerry West who, no disrespect to Jerry West, but his main card shots have been fewer, in comparison to per se Av, who has been solidified for 3 or 4 years at this point, and maybe longer than that, or I don't know, what's another battle that Arsenal kind of just
Hollow the second time.
Yeah, or the hollow, exactly, or the hollow rematch. Like I guess rematches kind of make sense, but like, yeah, Arsenal showed up here, and I was surprised by it because I think we all agreed in our preview episode that
I got Arsenal. Let's go.
No, I think most of y'all had actually. Yeah, I take that back. I think most of us did have Jerry.
Well, yeah. So, but most of us had Jerry, but I think there was a good amount of us that thought Arsenal might not have a reason to really show up in this battle, but as it turns out, I guess he did. And he is an excellent technical rapper. He displayed really good rapping ability on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I don't think Ars was ever a bad rapper. I just think it was just more of a, is he going to show up with the proper material, like in terms of quality?
I think I don't think Ars, and it's weird to say this because he's had 2 incredible performances, including this one, the Geechee one, in this format. Yeah. I think in this punchline era, it doesn't really showcase for Ars very well because he's not great punching. He shows that a lot.
He just out-raps and out-energies everybody.
Yeah, but like, it's battles like this where it's like, I don't really have a leg to stay that on. You know what I mean? Like he just wraps circles around, and he did the same thing to official. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna stop speaking. I don't think I'm gonna pick against Arsenal in this next battle, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, Lockhart, what do you think?
I haven't watched the battle, so I can't really say anything.
Okay. Gotcha.
Locke, did you watch any of the other battles?
I was only able to watch Ill Will and Danny Myers, and then I fell asleep. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't blame
you.
I think you made the better choice.
Bro,
Hey.
I was so tired. I had like a 9-hour car drive from Virginia to Tennessee, so I was beat.
No, we don't blame you. We don't blame
Yeah, so I was.
Holla, welcome home, lot.
you. Yeah.
All right. Wrath, are you back?
Yeah.
All right, Wrath, what were your thoughts on Arsenal and Jerry West?
Ars 2-1, arguably maybe 3-0 edge. Ars is. Can we say that we're seeing a resurgence of Arsenal actually winning battles and taking it serious? Is that pretty safe to say?
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty serious all year, and he has through 3 battles this year. He's been serious in all of them. He's been serious in all of them, so yeah.
I'd say his last loss was drugs. Was it drugs?
Oh, I forgot about that battle.
Wait, he
He
lost to
lost to
drugs?
drugs?
I thought he won or beat drugs.
Didn't he stumble against drugs?
Didn't Judge choke?
I don't remember. I don't care about that battle.
Okay, we'll skip that battle then, because
Wait.
nobody gives a fuck about.
Someone asked Swag. Someone asked Swag knows.
Swag.
Swag knows.
I
Swag-
definitely don't remember.
All right, so we skipping that battle. Who gives
Av would be his last loss then, because he beat
Yeah.
Cassidy. He beat Cassidy.
Was Av after Hollow?
Man, Cass 3-0. Y'all don't
Yes.
understand the science, man.
They booing the
I
hottest shit in the
understand the
world. They booing the hottest shit in the
Y'all
world.
booing
Alright.
the hottest shit in the
Either
world.
way, we are seeing a resurgence of Arsenal being great, and
I'm happy.
I like seeing it.
No, because we need people like ours to be good in this like punchline era. We need people like ours. Someone that just raps.
Yeah, that's a fact. Can we say? Is it safe to say that Jerry has an incredible resume up to right now, but he's not
2020?
winning?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I
he
would-
definitely got a great resume, but he not winning these.
He lost to John. He lost to Nitty. I think
And
his biggest
what?
one's what? His biggest one's what? Danny or Shug? Which one?
Yeah,
Probably
Danny,
Danny,
for
right?
sure.
I'd say
He battled Shug?
And we
Yeah, he
can
battled Shug,
arguably
and
make
he
the
lost- he beat Shug.
comparison from his resume with like all these vets that he's battling to Geechee.
You know what? I see it.
Oof.
He's
That-
getting
that-
good battles. He has
that
a
is-
good resume
it's-
against these vets, but he's losing like
I see
Geechee.
it.
But Geechee has bigger wins than him. I will say though.
Okay,
But against
Geechee has
lower
a higher
tier, though.
resume than him.
That's
though.
not a good look for Geechee, regardless.
Yeah,
No, I
I'm
agree.
gonna.
But
I'll have
No.
scolding takes about.
we'll
Geechee
just get
today.
when we get to the battle. We'll get to the battle.
Yeah,
But you know what?
we need
That's a
to.
heavy. That's factual.
But
So-
it's a good battle overall. Ours is solid. He's not losing his next battle, whatever it is. That's
Mike
it.
P, come on, Mike P.
No, come on, bro.
So
That's terrible.
yeah, okay.
You're the one that said it last episode. I don't want to hear it, Locke.
I mean, yeah, I know, but I realized how much of an asshole I was for saying it.
I'm fine. Hey man, feed him to the dogs.
Uh,
Come
Um,
on, bro. Don't be like that.
So while we're on the topic of Jerry West, I feel like he's kind of pigeonholed himself into kind of this weird spot. I don't know where he goes from here. What
I
do you
have
guys think?
I have a battle suggestion. Jerry versus Sick. I think that would be. I think that'd be a good battle.
Okay.
I don't know because Sick says he's battling in January with the biggest book of his career, and I'm assuming he's battling on, I'll just say Volume 7. But at some point, I think that'd be a good battle for both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but
Yeah,
Man,
what
I'm
do y'all
ready to
think?
just get the new class in and be done with a few of the
Jerry
opponents.
West should have been on this Born Legacy 11 card.
oh god, that card's yeah.
Nah.
I'm
Shout out
saying
to-
he should have
shout out
been
to
on
Danger-
it because that
shout out
card
to
is
Danger
so
Zone.
bad.
Shout out to Danger Zone though, the GOAT.
That
Shout
card
out,
is so
Mike.
bad. He should have been on it to like at least help it out a little bit.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I was saying no because like I think Jerry, okay, despite his losses, and he lost. I'm not gonna pretend like he didn't. Well, Ars and Nitty, I still think he's doing really well. Actually, he lost to Chilla too. He got 30
And
by
he-
Chilla, but he was still fire. I don't know. I still think he's doing well
And
enough.
John.
Yeah, like right. Wow, that's atrocious. The only
I will-
one I have him beating is Nitty and Shug, and I didn't even know he battled Shug.
You didn't even watch the battle and you haven't beaten
I met
Sugar.
Danny. I met Danny and Shug. I'm taking
Uh,
your word for it. I'm just believing you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well,
Honestly, I would have liked to have seen
no,
Jerry.
I mean, I think he's above a Born Legacy, especially that card. But yeah,
Nah, if JC's on that card, then he's not above the Born Legacy.
he definitely is. JC,
JC suffers from JC-itis, so
Okay, we'll get into that in another episode or something.
Yes. But do you think Jerry West could headline like
Born Legacy.
I don't know. You think Jerry West could headline a card?
What kind of card?
I think he could eventually headline a volume. I don't think he could headline anything more than that.
I don't even think he can headline a volume, to be honest. I think he'll be like middle of the card volume at most, like now. I think this is his ceiling, to be honest. Am I being unfair, kinda? Probably. And do I care? No.
I mean, the thing is, I would have rather seen Jerry West versus Jay the Nightwing on this Born Legacy than Jay the Nightwing versus Tink the Demon. Would y'all like to see Jerry West versus Jay the Nightwing though? I would.
Yeah,
that seems like a good battle.
Definitely. That'd be a really interesting battle. I think Jay would probably dog walk him, to be honest, but I think maybe I'm not giving Jerry West enough credit.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely aren't.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I
definitely
think it would be
Last
debatable.
raps, high key, I won't deny. Oh, you can rap, but it's Visine. So can I. That's crazy. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a.
Come on now.
Yeah, Jerry said that.
No, I said that now.
Visine. No, Jerry said that, you bitch. It's Visine, so can I. That's hard, bro. Never mind, man. I hate
Okay.
you.
So, okay. Does anyone have anything else they want to add on to Arsenal versus Jerry? Anything they want to talk about?
No.
I was impressed. That's all I'll say.
You were impressed with Jerry?
I was impressed by Ars. Actually, you know what? Here's what I want to say. That format ruined this battle. I think
This format did a lot of things.
It really did. But listen, the way they had the crowd 60 feet behind the battlers and then smack between, it ruined it. Because I feel like if they, like, the way volumes are supposed to be with, like, the two people, it sounds so weird. Like, two people rapping and then everybody around them, like, the way it's supposed to be. That works well for Jerry's style because when he's punching, people can hear it and get their reaction, and then it makes Jerry look better. But, like, and ours too. But like when they didn't have that, it's like all that energy that could have been there was just non-existent, and it was really fucking annoying.
Yeah,
And it got worse for a battle later, but we'll talk about that when it happens.
Yeah, I will absolutely agree with that. And we'll talk about the setting a little bit later in the episode and how it affected everyone's performance and everything. But you bring up a great point, Yusuf. Let's move on to the next battle. We've got B Dot and Chilla Jones. Let's start off with Sauce. How do you feel?
It was a good battle. It was a really good battle, actually. I'll probably go battle of the night.
I agree.
I think it's hard to argue that B Dot would won the battle because his second I don't know if he was a choke. If I want to call that a choke or not, but
it was the most almost choke I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, right. And then he was stumbling across his third. Plus the fact that Chilla impressed me the hell out of me this battle. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this is probably the most personal Chilla I've seen in a long time.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, so like, I had B Dot like pretty clear in the predictions, but I feel like I have to, give my flowers to Chilla, who will, I think this win gives him champion of the year.
Yeah. Swag, how do you feel about this?
Time for another swag take that y'all gonna hate.
I don't know how you can
B
have
Dot
this.
2-1.
Yeah, B Dot 2-1 first and
what
third.
rounds? Oh,
first and third.
See,
I can't give him that second.
Here's my thing. I think if you give B Dot the third, you're ignoring two massive things. I think you are ignoring the fact that B Dot's third would have hit if he had went first. B Dot's angle in the third mostly was, what have you lived to allow you to, spit these bars about guns and drugs and shit, whatever, right? But the issue was Chilla's third was, explaining his life story to
Chilla's
B Dot.
third talked about like cancer and that type of stuff.
Yeah,
So okay, hold up. B Dot's angle in the third was
you don't live that life.
He had that, yeah, but it was a lot of it was the whole real deal thing and how he let himself get pimped out by a king of the dot, that thing, which is an angle and it was potent. But Chilla's third he hit a whole bunch of angles that hit harder. Like one of them ones that like really resonated was the whole like him talking about to Holmesy how you shouldn't have allowed your mom or your stepdad to like put hands on your mother. Like you say that stuff, but you allow your baby mama to be, an alcoholic while still like taking care of your kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Allow.
Yeah, not because what I'm saying, like he called out a whole bunch of hypocrisy, but the way he was doing it was scathing. Like when I rewatch it every single time today, nah, Chilla's third was heavy. Not that B-Dot's wasn't heavy, but it wasn't by comparison. And then I want to mention this because I'm gonna be upset if I don't. B-Dot himself said he doesn't feel like he got that second or third.
Okay, so look, in the building, it is okay to feel that type of way. You can feel like you've lost a battle, but on playback, it's a different battle. Like it's not the same.
It is for some battles. This one I wouldn't agree.
I
B-Dot
think-
stumbles, the angles, the material, it just was all in Chilla's favor.
I mean,
I think a part of the reason why I have B Dot winning is because I'm more receptive to B Dot style than I am to Chilla's. Like a lot of the stuff that Chilla was saying is kind of mad to me. Like the third round, I agree, his angles were really good, but in between the angles, he had some terrible bars, and I was calling them out every time I heard them. I didn't like his transitions were terrible. Like he had great angles, but terrible bars in between them.
And I want to go back to the.
I don't agree, but that's what you're saying.
I want to go back to the idea that if a battler says they lost, that you can't argue it. I mean, like how Yusuf was saying specifically with this battle, I think it's weird because you can argue that B-Dot had the better material, but I wouldn't personally.
I wouldn't agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that.
I got you.
But I think ultimately you can make the argument that someone won in spite of them thinking that they lost, because Swag is right. Things look different on playback. But the issue with a battle like this is that B-Dot was stumbling so much. It's hard to ignore the elephant in the room with his stumbles. So it's hard for me to give him that second or third because of the material difference and because he was stumbling and his preparation wasn't all the way there. And this is no like shot at B-Dot because B-Dot's been murdering all. I mean, like I said I think I said it last episode. B-Dot has 3 of the best battles this year.
I agree.
And so it's hard to ignore the work and he caught a 30 on Nitty and Holmesy.
So and I want to. That's a fact. That's a fact.
And it's hard to ignore.
Those were not. Those got dark real fast.
Yeah, and it's hard to ignore the work he's put in. And I just most battlers that do like choke and stumble, I would turn my back on them usually or sometimes, but I can't do that with B-Dot because of the work he put in this year.
That's valid.
I still think B-Dot is champion of the year. But
that's fine. I mean, I get it.
I respect the opinion. I don't agree, of course. I want to make this as a mention because we're gonna argue this one for a second because I think Chilla won, and then those were my takes before. But I want to say I think B-Dot beats everybody else on this card today. That's how great I think his rounds were.
Back.
Maybe Arsenal might have been like a debate, but the rest, nah, man. B-Dot was incredible. It's just Chilla, I think, was just marginally better, and it made the difference.
It was a good battle. I don't have much of a take on this one because I only watched it on live. The prep, B-Dot's prep wasn't the greatest. We definitely seen him perform a lot better in other battles.
Mm.
I think this solidifies Chilla as champion of the year for this year.
I agree.
And yeah, Chilla was incredible, actually. It was kind of reminiscent of like when he battled Nini with the aggression, the kind of faster delivery.
Yeah, I agree.
Overall, good battle. I think this Chilla probably would have smoked everybody on this card. And this B-Dot probably would have beaten maybe what? How many battles we have? 5 in total?
Yeah.
Probably would have beat 4 of the guys that performed tonight. And performance of the night, the Chilla probably. Between him and ours.
I agree.
Okay.
Everything you're saying.
So with that being said, and we'll talk about this real quickly, and then move forward to the next battle. But at this point, Chilla Jones will have potentially a champion of the year. He will have had a very long reign as the King of the Dot champion, and then he's been a part of numerous battles that have achieved classic status or are a part of battle rap canon. Namely JC versus Chilla Jones, which is incredibly influential and historic. We got to give it up for Chilla a little bit because I know we don't, I know a lot of us the scheming might be dying, but I mean, Chilla still manages to do it in this day and age, and it's really incredible. So I guess we gotta give our props to Chilla for an incredible year and really an incredible career too. Don't you guys think?
I agree. But Chilla, I said this early on. Actually, I said this at the end of Volume 5 that actually might have been before that. I felt like this new version of Chilla, where he's scheming into punches more with a bit more aggression. Like he's not doing the boring flow anymore. I felt like this might be a virtually unbeatable battle rapper, except for maybe a B-Dot or a Daylight. Now that he beat B-Dot, if Daylight doesn't, I've already battled. I don't know who could beat Chilla like this. I don't. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say past that. Shouts to Chilla, incredible.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything they want to add on to Chilla and B-Dot?
I think that's it.
All
I'm
right,
good.
seeing none. Let's move forward onto our next battle.
Oh man, I wish Sauce was here for this one.
Yeah, we got K-Shine versus Pat Stay. Raph, why don't you start us off with this?
It was not a good battle. This battle should have been 100% better. I'm confused. Someone clear this up for me. Did Pat blame the venue changing, or is it really because he had lack of prep? Because I've seen both. I've seen both excuses.
It was lack of prep for why his first was so bad, and his overall performance was just on him. I think he said he had a bunch of bars about being in a small room, then last minute they changed it to outside. So that's why his first was so choppy. Then second and third was just based off of his terrible prep.
This battle was not good
Yeah.
at all. This battle was kind of garbage, and we have Pat Stay for the most part to be blamed for that, in my opinion.
It's not just Pat Stay. There's something else that needs to be blamed for this.
Okay.
About it.
We can talk about K-Shine's third and his BLM take. But I think if you take away the whole Black Lives thing and him name dropping, he still would have won the round. To me.
I agree. No, what I meant was, if Raph remembers, this was actually the first argument we had in Reddit. I argued that for like when Pat Stay and K-Shine eventually happens, my take was K-Shine was gonna 30 him regardless, but in a small room where Shine is getting gassed out the wazoo and Pat Stay isn't, it's gonna look actually better for Pat Stay because we're gonna hold more of it against K-Shine. And that's exactly what happened. Like Shine got the 30, but holy fuck that gas. Like, am I
It was
bugging
pretty bad.
here?
It was pretty bad.
unbearable.
It was pretty bad.
Like, why were they doing backflips to every single bar, bro? Why? Shine said some basic stuff like "stay at home," and you see dudes in the background moving around like wacky inflatable like blow up dudes in front of restaurants. Like, what was that shit about? That shit was annoying, man. I don't know what to say. Like, if I see one more person doing a somersault when Shine's rapping, I'm just gonna leave.
You know what's wild though? I'm pretty sure none of those dudes was NWX.
It's
That's
the
what Shine
URL
said.
click dudes. It's the fucking URL Shine's friends. Like if they're not NWX, they're Shine's friends. Come on. That shit annoying. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, and and a little bit of an anecdote for our listeners. So, I believe all of us here are in another server called PHL, and leading up to the event, our friend Kid Swanky, who hopefully we will definitely have on the podcast eventually. Kid Swanky and Lena and I don't remember who else was doing it. Pickle Bobby. They were predicting these bars that K-Shine would say. We checked back today in the morning, and at least four of the bars that were predicted, Shine actually said.
I'm not shocked at all.
No.
That was oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah. So like that's the thing. Like And this is where like the setting comes into play again. And I don't know if I understand Pat Stay talking about the setting of the volume and everything. And again, we'll probably talk about that after we talk about Geechee and Goods. But yeah, just what I think probably was consensus prediction of Battle of the Night turned out to be easily the worst battle on the card.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, and it's disappointing that this has been in the works for most of the year now, and just nothing to show for it. It was pretty pitiful.
Pitiful is a
Swag, were
good
you gonna say
word.
something?
I'm about to say something again. another bad
Oh
take for y'all.
no
I got
way.
I got Pat second and third.
You know what?
No.
Here's the thing, and this is the argument I made, and the reason he's allowed to make that argument is because Shine fucked it up. He had overly long rounds with that excessive gas, and it
I
made
hated
that
Stay look
second.
better.
No, I think Pat's second was actually good. However, my argument for the third is I hate the race angle being used on Pat Stay. It's dumb. So he's like the sixth person to do it. It's not cool. Like it's not. It's overused and it's not even like a true angle at all. Or like not even like it wasn't even like a race angle on him. It was the Black Lives Matter and like all that stuff like that. I don't think that like using that for brownie points in a battle is a move. So I gave
Yeah,
Pat
no, that was weak. But even then, I didn't like any of his rounds, and I thought Shine was decent enough to get all three. But I get what you're saying. This is an argument to be made there. Not a strong one, but there is one.
Yeah. And it was so disappointing because I think we said this on the night, but when Pat Stay brought out the tape measure, that the crowd, if that were a venue, which this battle clearly should have been in,
Facts.
if this were in a venue, the building would have erupted. Erupted. But it's all about preparation. So you gotta come prepared for it. So is there really anything else that we need to talk about when it comes to K-Shine and Pat Stay? Because I don't.
Nope. Other than disappointment, no.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, it should have been great, but
Yeah, just maybe the most disappointing battle of the year.
you know what? Here's something I want to mention while we're
Sure, go
leading on
ahead.
to Goods Geechee. I'm convinced that URL can't pick good main events anymore because we haven't had a main event be worthy of a main event since I'd argue Little Hottos and Gun Titles.
I thought Goods and Geechee was a really good main event actually.
On paper or as a battle? Because I
As a
don't think they
battle.
were the best battle today or that
I mean,
day.
probably not, but I
They might
think
have been third best.
they were at least the second best. I don't think Chilla versus Beat Out was a good battle because in terms of the performances weren't like the strongest from both. I don't think we saw a strong Chilla. I don't think. Obviously, we didn't see a strong Beat Out.
Oh, I high key disagree, but I understand what you're saying.
So I thought that Goods and Geechee was a really good battle to close out the night, and it's like, in a night that was like full of disappointment and battles and stuff were like lackluster. It was a nice little battle to end off. I think both of those, like both Goods and Geechee, was really good.
Does everybody else agree with that?
Probably not.
I thought it was. No, I mean, I thought it was fine. I thought Goods was good. I don't know about let's just talk about it. I thought Goods was good. I had Goods 3-0.
I did too.
Geechee, it just the Geechee style just doesn't. I don't know if it just doesn't hit for me anymore.
I agree.
Like it just. I don't know. It's not even really novelty. Because I think authenticity, which plays a huge part in Geechee's style, like authenticity obviously is nothing new, but I don't know what it is, but Geechee just comes off as his material is very dry to me, and it's not. It just doesn't carry that excitement that it once had, like in the Av battle or in the Surf battle or it just doesn't. It just doesn't. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
No, I mean I agree. There's a lot to say here that I want to mention again. But I mean, okay, medium warmish take. I don't think Geechee is particularly good. I think he makes too many general bars that could be used against anyone, or not even in a battle. It could just be used on a track that would be really fire. But it's like when you're against somebody who's tailor making their material for you, I don't know. Like it doesn't work. It only
You
goes
think
so
Goods was
far.
tailor making material?
You said what?
You think Goods had tailored material?
But yeah,
Yeah.
he was talking to Geechee about like letting URL pimp him out, and that's been
I
something
think
on our mind for a second now. Like,
I think bar of the battle was when Goods said, "When I get booked, it's so much money. You think me and URL had a partnership?"
yeah,
That was
hard. That shit was
crazy.
And
That-
but okay, so like, how do you feel about the battle? You feel like Geechee got around?
No,
Or
I think Geechee got a singular round. I don't remember which round, but I remember when I left I didn't rewatch this battle.
Okay.
I remember thinking Geechee got around. It might have been the second, I think.
Hmm.
But I think Goods won the battle. Goods was really good. It was nice to see Goods in a 1v1 battle. I haven't seen him do that in a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
The
I mean, I feel
the
you.
last time he did that was Gage, if I'm not mistaken, and he was good there too.
Haven't seen the Gage battle, but I mean, I didn't feel like Geechee won around. But I mean, we agree that he won the battle.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah, yeah. Goods definitely won
The
this
goods
battle.
won. The goods won the
Yeah,
battle.
yeah, yeah, correction. I mean, I didn't think that Geechee had a chance of winning a round. I guess if an argument can be made that he won one, then good job, Geechee. But I mean, it's his tailor-made not tailor-made, general bars against tailor-made for specific opponent bars. It's just not working out for him, and it hasn't worked out for him in a long time. And every time he gets in front of these dudes with some legacy status, it shows. Like, if we want to argue the verb one, I'll leave that one out for a second. Surf, O Red, Arsenal, now Goods. Like, it's just not looking good for him with these, like, actual talent. Nah, man.
I mean,
Dude.
yeah, I see your point. I don't think Goods has won. I mean, Goods now. Geechee, I think, except for Verb, of course. I don't think he's won a battle against like somebody with some type of status. Like he lost to Surf.
You could argue he
lost.
beat Clips.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a thing.
But, okay, let's be clear. Clips didn't lose. He choked, and he got lost by default. This is like,
Yeah,
is this
because
an
I think
argument
the
that
way he was
K-Shine
going, in that third, he was gonna take third. That didn't
100%.
happen.
If there's an argument that Nitty beat K Shine, which I'm conceding right now, it's because his material was better, but like he lost a round by default, and it cost you.
So do you guys think that Geechee is still viewed as the face of the URL?
I never thought he was.
Who is it? Nitty, right?
I'd
I don't
argue
think it's
Nitty. If not
Yeah.
Nitty, then K Rock, but I would argue Nitty.
I'd
Okay.
argue Nitty or Tay Rock. Yeah.
So
Even
well,
if Tay Rock's like last performance wasn't well received, I still think that like he's the gunner.
I think so. The reason why I say Geechee is the head of the face of the league is mostly because I mean he's won 2 Codys in a row. Not that that automatically means oh my god face of the league, but like I mean it does carry some merit. And after this year, it seems that Geechee is not. It feels like Geechee hasn't carried that weight. I would say Rum Nitty, on the other hand, has picked that up. So I would argue that Rum Nitty is. Yeah, let's talk about what Yusuf brought up beforehand was how I can see how URL made this the main event only because again, we've got a back-to-back champion of the year winner and you've got Goods, whose last battle was against Cassidy, which again,
Yeah, returning
does
legend.
numbers, does
Right.
astronomical numbers. It's his technically return, right? And assuming that like Goods is probably going to get paid an absurd amount of money, and if you're going to pay Goods that much money, you're probably going to end up making him the headliner. So I think it's more about business necessarily than because I think Chilla and B Dot is far and away a more interesting battle than Geechee and Goods.
Yes.
I agree.
But okay, wait, let's revisit this because kind of aligns with what we talked about like months ago. Whereas you see a good battle on paper and you kind of almost 100% know that it's going to be a good battle in B Dot versus Chilla, right?
Yeah.
But you have someone like Goods and Geechee who are, how do I explain this? Like one's kind of the face of URL and one's the tried and true proven battler in Goods who has a big draw. So does it come down to your ROI, your return on investment in Geechee and Goods, or does it come down to the almost guaranteed battle of the night as your headliner?
Okay, I would argue the guaranteed battle of the night. I don't think they only make sense in terms of draw name wise, but the battles that have been headlining lately, you look at them and you know, okay, why on earth would this be a better battle than whatever's before it? Like for example, Smack Volume 5, right? What if you had to pick the card? Are you picking Chilla Nitty as a headliner, or are you picking DNA Verb? Like excluding the narrative, because the narrative was there and it was a pretty fire narrative, but it's Chilla and Nitty, two of the best in the small room, against DNA and Verb. You know what I mean? Like it only makes
Everything.
sense. Everything. It only makes sense if I'm looking at it from a business perspective. But like of a battler's fan, like first perspective, it doesn't make sense. Like why would I pick a battle that only has good names over the battle that like has good names, maybe not as good, but also has like a guaranteed, like what you said, guaranteed potential to be an incredible battle. I don't understand it.
But at the
I
same
think
time,
Chilla beat out should have been the battle of the night or
well,
main event.
I agree. At the same time, though, we were also thinking that, okay, K-Shine versus Pat Stay, like, there's very little room for them. Like, we thought that there was little room for them to be as bad as it was, right?
That is true.
That's valid.
Yeah. And then you also have to look at, okay, how many of these battles that we expect to be guaranteed bangers, how many of those percentage-wise, how many of those battles fail to live up to that hype? I think that's kind of how you have to look at it. As far as did URL make the right move as far as business-wise for making Geechee and Goods the headliner? Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I think so.
Business wise, absolutely. Yeah, I can't argue that.
Yeah, Goods was wearing a $2,000 sweater. Like you're gonna pay Goods. Like
Why do you know that?
I saw it. I saw it actually on I saw it on, I think, Facebook this morning. Yeah, which I know battle rap Facebook groups are, but but yeah, let's take this conversation and look to the future. So we got Smack Volume 7 reportedly coming up in January. Let's talk about the setting of this volume first. What change? So I'm assuming we all want it to be indoors. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in looking at the setting of this being outdoors, what other things do we want changed for Smack Volume 7?
Can we get an actual crowd, like not
I was just about
halfway
to
off
say
the
that.
screen?
Lockhart, go ahead. What were we going to say?
It feels like it's one of those COVID football games to where it feels like there's not much of an atmosphere. That's what it felt. That's what it felt like watching the Ill Will Danny Myers battle. It felt like, you know how they have the WWE events and they have like the whole virtual fan rows and all this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's
cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt for some reason, and I was not a big fan of it at all. It just felt like the people that were actually in the crowd there, it didn't feel like they were engaged at all because they were so far back from the actual battle itself. It was just a weird vibe the whole time.
The entire time I was wondering if they could even hear them. Actually, which makes me wonder why were they reacting so hard at K-Shine?
Because it's fire. They don't gotta hear it. Hey. When it's real, you don't gotta hear it.
What?
When it's real, you don't gotta hear it. It's hilarious.
K-Shine has his gas choreographed at this point. He does a specific move and then
Honestly, I believe that.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, when I lift my
pause,
arms like
pause,
this,
but all
yell
his
loud as
homies in the
shit.
hotel room, and they just talk about it. All right, so when I turn towards y'all better make some damn noise, or else we gonna fight.
Listen, when I
I'm
hold
from
my gun bar
Harlem.
like this, I'm from Harlem. When I do the gun gesture like this, that's when you do a backflip.
That's when you do a backflip.
I'm certain they have that conversation.
If you don't damn do a somersault when I say this, bar, it's over for you.
It's over for you.
Oh my god.
And Jimmy, you better hit a cartwheel when I say that bar.
And Jimmy,
You better hit a damn
no,
cartwheel when I say that bar.
K-Shot definitely put in threatened DNA and Don Marino and Rain. If they ever fucking react. I don't care if you heard me or not.
Bro, if you don't say go and like lose your mind and like have a seizure after this bar, we kicking you out. That's it.
And if they weren't at the fucking event, I guarantee they were reacting like crazy at home on backflips like they were at the event.
T-Top
Let's go.
T-Top needed K-Shine's permission to have a family emergency.
Wow.
Oh my-
Guaranteed.
Hey,
Okay.
DNA
let's get-
practices his backflips and somersaults before.
Did anyone else, or was it just me? I thought the event was actually indoors in a caffeine set.
I thought so too.
I thought, because it looked so generic. It looked so like there were no logos of any of the
It was so
businesses.
stoic.
There was a light that was just shining that was way too bright to be the actual moon. And then, I actually thought it was
I still
an
think it is.
indoor set.
Because look, get this. So during the face-offs, right? It was one of the face-offs. It was extremely bright, right? And then that face-off ended, and we got to I think the Goods Geechee face-off was next. And right as that face-off started, all of a sudden the sun's going down, and it was like a 2-minute switch. So
Oh yeah, I noticed that. That was weird.
yeah, I was confused. Yeah, it was a caffeine set. That was definitely not an actual outdoor set.
Wasn't it an actual movie set though? Like really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Really,
there's
it
no
was?
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I heard that.
I'm almost
about it
100%
before.
sure that was a California Adventure in next to Disneyland. I'm almost 100% sure.
Okay, anybody want to fact check that?
Listen. I know I have a journalism degree, but I don't know the first place to check that. But if you want to buy Goods' $2,000 Dior sweater, no. But one of the things that I was thinking about over this past 24 hours, the URL. I know caffeine wants their hands and everything, but the URL needs to go out of Caffeine Studios and just go find some sort of small room setting like Volume 1, really like any of the volumes, any of the other volumes. Go find like a Volume 1 type of setting and use that. Get out of the Caffeine Studios, please. Like that's I'm really sick of the Caffeine Studios. I'm just gonna be honest. And like it seems so the setting just like seems so it seemed inauthentic and it seemed fake. And I felt that way about Gnome, and I felt that way about Summer Madness, and like the setting for Born Legacy 10. That was authentic. That felt more like bring that back. Bring that back and pack it in. And I know we're in COVID, but like assuming this vaccine gets out and to the masses and to everybody, by the time some small Volume 7 comes around, that's what I want to see. How do y'all feel?
I hate every setting we've been in this caffeine era. I haven't liked the venue since Smack Volume 5, and I love Volume 5's venue. I don't know why.
Yeah. That's fair.
I mean, I don't know. I've been unimpressed. I just haven't liked it. I don't know. I got takes, but I don't know if we've been allowed to say the takes.
Go ahead. Nah, say it. Off the hip.
It can
This
get
new era of caffeine in the app might be ruining battle rap.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Ooh.
that. Let's actually talk about that. So let me hear y'all's thoughts first. Wrath, go ahead. What's your initial reaction to that?
Wait, skip me. I'm not too sure how to.
So here's my thing, right? Quantity, high as fuck. Quality, low as fuck. I don't think any of us are gonna argue against that. I think they're doing their best to get out as much content as possible to keep viewership, but it's at the cost of everything that we love about battle rap. Because Locke and I were talking about this earlier. This current card that's coming out for Born Legacy 11 has one redeemable battle. There's one battle on it that's worth being on it. The rest of them, why?
You better not say JC.
Nah, Fonz and F. Like,
Okay,
okay, bro,
there you go. Yeah.
who the as a JC fan, as a JC stan, who the fuck wants to see JC and Ryder?
Okay, but wait, hold on. To be fair, we're only looking at these cards for the name. Like that's what this is off of. Who's on the card, the matchup that's on the card. Because sometimes these matchups can surprise you.
Okay, you know what? You're fine. That's valid. That's valid. I'm not gonna argue about upcoming ones. Let's argue about the ones that came before it, right? When was the last time we got a card that was worth the entire card? Like pretend we're not in caffeine era, we're still in PPV era. But everything is still the same. Only difference is we're paying for pay-per-view instead of going to caffeine, right? What card will be worth the $50 that you paid for?
SM10.
You think so?
Yeah, I believe so. I thought that was a really good card.
I thought one battle on it was good.
I thought it was really good, especially it was a good card on paper and it was good on like all of those battles except for maybe Reed versus Rum. I've watched multiple times.
Oh, so Madness 10?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking Gnome for some reason.
Oh no, not no.
Okay. I'll give you that one. That's one.
That's it. That's all I got for you. I mean they wouldn't have. I don't know. I mean, if we were marketing Ultimate Madness as a card, that would have been worth money.
I get. Okay, if I were to give you Summer Madness 10, even that one is reluctantly. Yeah. Like the rest of them, nah. Genesis, hell no. Gnome, no.
Not Genesis. Not
this last card, hell no.
No.
Like the Tay-Rock event,
1 for 4 on good cards.
1 for 5. The Tay-Rock event.
Huh?
Genesis, Gnome, Summer Madness, this one, and then the Tay-Rock event. That's 5.
Oh, I actually thought that. Okay, I actually like the Tay-Rock event. So,
but would you have paid $50 for it? I wouldn't have.
Wait, what's the Tay-Rock event? Which one's
Murder Mook, Tay-Rock, Low Soul Emerson.
4 battles and they were pretty regular as battles.
Yeah. What was I about to say? So I wouldn't have paid for it anyways, but I would have bootlegged it. But anyways, I think that that event was really good actually. I think.
I don't think it's worth the money that we would have paid for it if not for the fact that it's.
Yeah.
And I think go ahead.
Off the rip, I would have paid for Gnome 10, but only because of Daylight, and that would have been it. But
like in hindsight, would you have been upset that you'd spent money for that? I probably would have.
Yeah, probably.
I probably would have gotten over it because I'm a Daylight stan musically, but like, come on,
you guys would have paid the $50 just to see Lux.
Yes, but I wouldn't have been happy about it.
Of course, yeah, of course. Knowing how the battle resulted in, yeah, of course.
I mean, but again, I thought everybody thought that Lux was amazing on that card.
In hindsight, I do. Yeah. After watching it back 1,000 times, because I literally watched it.
I thought he was regular, but I didn't rewatch it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but then again, are we then, as the fans, being greedy in the sense that we would only buy, if this were pay-per-view, we would only buy a card if it were Lux on as a headliner or Daylight or...
No, I don't think it's that, Hula. I think it's a money's worth thing. I don't think it's a greed thing. Yeah. I think these battles, the value that they would be assigned, if not for the fact that they're free, are not worth that. And that's the whole thing I'm arguing.
I would argue that pay-per-view sales would still be up because, I mean, what? When did the caffeine era start?
February
of this year?
February, yep.
All right, so then we look back at 2019. I damn near bought every single pay-per-view they had that year.
I did too.
Yeah, but like,
Well,
let's
I'm
look
not
at the
arguing that.
headliners.
I'm not arguing that that the pay-per-view sales would have changed in any way at all. All I'm arguing is that the quality has been horrible since. It has not been like worth it. And I blame caffeine. I blame this whole era of it because they're more worried about quality or quantity over quality.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
if everything with Smack and the URL, and keep in mind again, this is a COVID year, but if everything ran as normally and all caffeine had to do was bring the platform and the cameras and the camera operators, and you let someone like Twiz direct and let JB do audio, and just all caffeine did was provide the platform and the cameras
And the bag, of course.
and the bag, right? But then again, Wrath, if caffeine's providing the bag, whoever's providing the bag would assume to have some sort of wants to have some sort of say in whatever happens, right?
Yes, but we wouldn't be getting some of the battlers we've gotten this year.
I
Can
would
I? Go ahead.
go ahead, Sauce. Since
I was gonna say that I imagine caffeine has some sort of quota that the URL needs to hit in terms of how many battles
yeah, I was
that
gonna
occur
argue that as well.
on the platform. I think
Like-
that's the only reason why, like, you know how like we would get the tournament, and then we would get like 2 random battles like nobody really cares about during the tournament.
Yeah.
Like Riggs and no disrespect to Riggs and Press Mafia, but like I don't think anybody was really, not that many people were probably looking forward to that battle specifically. But I imagine it has something to do with the fact that, you know, URL is asked by caffeine to have a certain amount of battles during this period of time, and that URL is simply just filling the obligation. And that in part does have something to do with why it's a quantity over quality thing nowadays in the URL.
Yeah, no, I mean that's my thing. Like that as well. Like between that and the app specifically, I think URL's objective is to keep and maintain viewership, and I think they're trying to do that by keeping fresh content out, but it isn't good content. And I think it's ruining battle rap, sport wise. It's great business wise, but I haven't had a like great battle since like I don't know. I don't know when the last like battle I keep going back to has been. Like I don't like it. I'm not a fan. It's
Yeah,
bothering me.
but the thing is, like, for you, yeah, you might not have a battle that you would go back to, but how many motherfuckers are going back to like B.T Top or
That's
B.
true.
Saga or Chilla Seek or Six, excuse me, or
Yeah, but
whatever.
that's one in like it's like the gems because I mean there's like a
Yeah,
whole
like
bunch of battles.
people are still going back to them,
Yeah,
and people
okay,
people
but
people are
I'd
still
argue
paying for the
that
people are staying for the app. People are still paying for the app too.
yeah, myself included. But I would argue that like I mean okay, let's see. Like what was the last card? I don't want to do card by card, but for every one of those battles, there's a gem. It's like 3 or 4 battles we don't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
but
I
like,
have
I feel
not
like,
watched B Magic versus Chess again ever
but I feel like,
since watching it first time.
yeah, I get that, but I feel like with cards, that happens with most cards anyway. Like,
Does it?
let's look at Summer Madness 7. Did you really care for T-Rex versus Redalis?
Why
No.
didn't I wasn't around for Summer 7.
Yes.
Okay,
No,
but
I did
you're an old motherfucker, so you don't count.
not.
That's
So
a fact.
okay,
Damn.
let's take the second card I bought, Gnome 9, right?
Gnome 9. Did you care for Avers Arsenal?
The rest I did. So what's
Did you
that?
care for Avers Arsenal?
No, hell no. But the
Did you care
rest
for you care for Jackboy and John John?
yeah. Every other battle on that card aside from Ars versus Av, we've gone to several times.
Yeah, but you're gonna have. No, I'm saying like no, I'm not saying like after the event. I'm saying before the event. Did you care for Jackboy and John John? I just want to ask. That's it.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
But I mean, I had personal interest in that, but I mean, that's just personally.
Yeah, but like, do you think the masses would care about John John versus Jackboy
Yes.
So-
After that twerk thing.
after that? What?
Yeah,
oh, the
After
Okay.
the twerk thing.
Okay.
That was
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
reason for
yeah,
it
yeah,
because
yeah,
of the
yeah.
twerk thing.
Yeah.
Fair.
But I mean, I'm saying after the fact as a battle, like if nowadays these cards are one, maybe 2 good battles, and then the rest are terrible. I feel like before then it was the opposite. 1, maybe 2 are bad, the rest are decent. because I don't think Volume 5.
Is it an app thing or a caffeine thing? I just want to ask that.
I think it's both. I think the objective here is to get as many battles out as you possibly can, so battles have less time to prepare. And they're taking any matchup that they can possibly get. There's no point in the matchups.
As a business, I get it. As a business, I get it.
Yeah, I get it business wise, but I don't
Culture-wise, it's ass.
exactly. That's my whole argument.
Yeah,
I think it's ruining battle rap business wise, or not business wise, culture wise.
yeah, but like, I don't think your all doesn't give a fuck about the culture. Not anymore, at least.
Nah, definitely not.
Honestly, I don't even see why we have to have this argument. Like, they don't care. They just want to
I
make.
just wanted to mention it. That was just my
If
hot
they
take.
cared, if they cared, they paid the battlers more. They wouldn't pay for. If they cared about the culture, they wouldn't give Hollow whatever the fuck amount of money they gave him to not fucking.
$54,000.
See, I don't believe you, but knowing URL it might be true.
Wait,
He
how
posted
much?
the contract. They
don't
paid
think it's-
Hollow Don $54,000 not to battle Murder Mook.
Golly.
I don't think it's because I'm pretty sure it was 20K, and then
We'll pull it up.
plus the fee it would cost Hollow. Like it wasn't all 54 just to not battle. I think it was 20K not to battle him on RBE, and then another 34 to battle him on URL. I feel like that's what it was. Not 54 just to not to battle him.
That's incredible.
I'm gonna see if I can find the contract because it said the amount on it.
Okay.
So in the meantime, let's talk about Volume 7. So, which is in January and kind of relates to what we were talking about, how quickly Volume 7 is coming up.
I want to point something out. Like they did.
Okay, hold up.
Can I just
not 54.
54 or 52? Okay, 52. God damn. I was gonna say Volume 3 happened in December of 2018. Volume 4 happened in January of 2019. So it's not a new thing to have events close to each other, plus the Born Legacies, plus Gnome, plus Volume, plus Summer Madness, plus Double Impact or whatever. So it's not new to have events close to each other. What's new is to have these one-off battles and that's because of caffeine and having to hit that caffeine quota.
As far as I'm assuming there are a handful of names that we didn't see this go around that we want to see next time. Rum Nitty. Rum Determination over Trust.
What that mean? Die.
And Rubando. No.
Yeah, please.
No, so we'll probably want to see Rum Nitty and John Don and I don't know.
Also,
I don't know.
I'll just say this now. I don't want to see Romney on this card. Just because I want to see him take I just want to see him take a break.
Okay.
I don't want Rum or Geechee or Danny. I don't trust Twerk anymore at all.
No, I'm with you. I agree.
But Twerk's been sitting though.
I don't give a.
I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck. I'd like to see Ored. Because we haven't seen Ored since what, JC? On
we're getting Ored against Danger. So
no, but I want
Ored
like Ored to get like a battle. You know what I mean? Like I love Danger, but like Danger is not a look for him.
that's true.
It's not. Yeah.
Like I love Danger Zone, but like Danger Zone's not a look for him.
But I think that'll actually be a decent battle, though.
No, I think it's gonna be a great battle. I think it's gonna be like one of the better battles this year. Honestly.
You know what? I agree with you, but I just don't give a fuck. I
Like,
like
literally
asked for that battle.
I did.
what I'm trying to figure
I
out.
did, nigga. Shut up.
The only battle that I want to see John
hate
in
yourself.
right now, maybe, is Ace.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I want to see that battle. I'm with all the back and forth between
I want
John and Ace.
Only for the
I wanna see it.
The
But
only battle I want to
has
see
been
is
ass.
no. The only battle I want to see involving John and Ace is John taking a pistol and pistol up Ace.
No, chill.
That's the only battle I want to see.
Sauce is wild.
We might get killed for this podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
That's very amen.
How about okay.
Alright, yeah.
You want to say okay? I mean, I hope I hope this will be one of the last small room venues we see. And again, like
It's
it all
not.
comes down. It won't. No. For a while. I'm sorry, not like ever. But
No, I'm saying it's not going to be either way.
No. It's not. But again, it's a COVID year. You're doing the best you can, but golly, I'm getting sick of these small room battles. Like I want Volume 7 to be it for a while, and then just everyone take a break, please. Just
You say
everyone
that
take a break.
you say that like we're not getting Born Legacy 12 in January. You say that.
Give me a big stage battle. No,
No,
fuck a small room. Give me a big stage battle.
they're not gonna do a big stage event if they can't fill the venue out.
Yeah, they can't right now. Not right now. And keep in mind, we also only have one real example of a venue event, which was Genesis, which was in Atlanta, which was terrible. It was awful. No disrespect to Atlanta, but the two most recent battle rap events that have been there, the crowd has not been good. Let's just
okay. You know what? That's fair.
RBE has good Atlanta events, but I know nobody cares about
That
RBE.
is true. Yeah, that's a fact, actually. And bullpen battles are pretty good too.
Yeah,
okay.
like the crowd's really good there too.
Well,
so
prove me wrong then.
Yeah, so it's
Prove me
URL's
wrong.
fault. It's your only URL.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where URL goes from here after.
They're not gonna go. They're not gonna do anything different. They're just gonna fucking book battles and just happen to have that. Like they're gonna like have Born Legacy like once a month, I bet, or like at least once every month, every couple months. Plus,
is there any
gnome or whatever?
Yeah.
Can we stop numbering it then?
No.
I mean, they still number Super Bowls, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's once a year. That's completely different.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Born Legacy's like I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Lockhart 30.
I don't want to hear about Born Legacy 147. All right.
But bro, did you miss I don't know, Dot versus Take the Demon at Born Legacy 133? I didn't think so.
I want Dot.
I heard about the match. It was Mike versus
Dot.
It was Mike versus Danger Zone. That was the
Danger Zone. Fire. No, I want Dot to like make fun of the devil for like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually really fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly. Dot. Dot.
I can't even hate. That sounds fire.
Give me Dot.
I'm gonna go watch. Man, fuck this. I'm gonna go watch Dot versus Macmel later.
You can try it for me.
Is there
Dot?
Is there anyone we really want to see as a headliner, an actual headliner for Volume 7?
Chilla.
Against?
Nah, I don't want Chilla to do a 1 month prep thing.
No. Never mind. Rum Nitty. I would like to see Rum Nitty versus Red as a headliner.
They already battled. Red said he wouldn't do a rematch.
He wouldn't.
Yeah.
In that case, I don't know if there's anybody else.
I have one. I don't know if y'all would like this or not, but I think if they're gonna do Verb versus Rock, I think they should just do it now.
Yes.
That's a good matchup.
I think they should just do that now. Yeah.
I'd like
like big ass sucker.
Nah, but like I think the story is there. I think Rock needs to like, because Verb is considered one of the goats, if I'm correct. And I think he needs to redeem himself, not redeem per se, but get the redemption after the milk battle. So I think Verb versus Rock would probably be the one.
That's fair.
Rock's got a losing record against St. Louis, so
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I think when we get back to the venue,
he's on too. I forgot about that.
If they get back to the venue, sorry. I don't know.
I think you're looking at Rock versus Av as a potential co-headliner or headliner. Maybe not next month, but
probably co-headliner. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Do y'all think Tay-Rock would shine in this environment?
I mean, he can rap, right?
Hold on, let me change it up.
But we said that
Tay-Rock deserved to be a headliner in this environment.
Yes.
What?
Tay-Rock deserves to be a headline. Tay-Rock is going to be a headline no matter what.
That is true. Yeah, he's going to be a headliner no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter the setting.
He's going to be. Yes. Does he deserve to be? I say no.
Probably not, but who the fuck are we to decide?
We're r/. What do you mean?
I mean,
talk about the raps. I want to argue. That's my whole thing.
I know.
Of how this works, somewhat.
You said what, Lockhart?
Like we have some knowledge and understanding of how this works, somewhat.
Right.
And Rock in a small room is just nah.
I mean, I think Rock in a small room that has like a Summer Madness 10, like how they did that with the crowd. I think Rock would be fine. Like I don't think he would beat Verb in that venue, in that type of setting, but I think he'll be fine. Like
I
if,
think-
if it's a quiet room, then yeah, I don't think he's gonna be Verb because he can't out rap Verb.
What's the what was the card with the dudes versus the ladies? What card was that?
Kings
King
and
versus
Queens.
Queens.
Yeah, I think if Verb and Tay-Rock battled in a setting similar to that, Tay-Rock would do
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I think they'd be fine.
Okay.
No, I'm not
I
saying he would be. I don't think he would win. I think he'd be good. I don't think he'd win.
I just don't think he should be a headline in that
He's gonna,
environment,
like-
that setting.
Yeah,
but
no, I agree, but like he's gonna headline. His name is way too big for not to. It's like it's saying like I think we all agree, except maybe Wrath, that Surf shouldn't headline, but he will headline.
yeah, no,
Like no matter when he like Surf versus
that was the thing I was saying
Surf
before.
Surf
Like,
versus Twerk just writes itself.
hold
come
up.
on now.
When I was mentioning that whole headline,
Oh my
the
God.
card,
You would like to think that it does. They're gonna choke anyway, though.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's writing itself
think about that
the
for a
day
second.
before.
But you know what I mean. Fuck you know what I meant.
but like in that event, it should have been official and Arsenal headlining, but 40 bars and
No, because Surf
Surf.
and 40 had the story.
yeah, no, that's stupid to me. I hate that.
No, it's just how battle rap works.
Yeah, no, I was just because when you were gone, we were arguing this. And my
Oh,
whole
was it?
thing
Okay,
is,
okay.
I don't think
Yeah.
these battles are being headlined should be headlines.
But
They just
like
don't deserve it.
the thing is, the reason like Cal and Verb and Shine and Chess were the only two battles on Summer Madness 10 that even had a chance of headlining because they had stories. 40 and Surf was the only battle that had a chance to headlining because it had a story. As good as Surf and Geechee was, it was never gonna headline over Lux and Verb because Lux and Verb are bigger names and they had a story.
That one makes sense, and actually, that one is. I would argue that's the best battle of the card that day.
I disagree, but I can see the argument.
But okay, Lux and Verb consistently perform well enough that it makes sense for them to be a headline along with a story. 40 bars and Sue Surf?
On that card, it makes sense
Explain it to me.
because it has the story. 40 is probably the one of the most popular women on the Queen of the Ring card on the roster, and Surf is the same for the counterparts on the men. It's both. Like I agree with you, they don't deserve it, but they're gonna headline.
Yeah,
Surf
okay.
was
I
talking
mean,
shit too.
they're gonna headline.
Yeah, what's
You're
up,
right.
Dan?
I just don't think they
Yep.
should. But yeah, that's the whole thing. What's good, Dan?
What do you do?
Where we at right now in the conversation? This went a
What's
whole
up,
bunch.
Hula? Sorry, Hula.
No, we're good. We're good. I mean, does anyone have anything else they want to add on Smack Volume 6, Smack Volume 7?
Dan, Dan?
Dan, what were your
Oh.
takeaways?
Out of 10, I'll give that card like a 5, maybe a 6. There was only like, from what I remember, 2 to 3 good battles.
What would you say?
Beat Out versus Chilla was okay. Pat versus Shine was better than bad.
It was better than bad.
I think that's it, right?
Oof.
I can't really think
Yeah.
of anything else.
What'd you think of Ars and
Oh, yeah, that was an actual fight. I like that one.
Okay. Would you would you say that? Would you say that's better or Chilla beat out?
That's a good question. Shit.
And I want y'all answer for that too. Actually,
Oh no, Chili beat up. I think that's his best battle.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Chilla beat out's the best battle of the night.
okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, that was the
mind
best back and forth.
Yeah.
I'd probably agree. I think Ars got performance of the night though. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, does anyone else have a battle or a performance of the night that would counterpoint that?
I would argue Chilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the one person I think you argue.
Yeah. Well, does anyone have anything else they want to add before we close out the podcast?
Dot versus
Sure.
Lux, Volume 7.
Make it happen. Make it happen, Smack.
Lux
JC,
tried to run up on him.
JC should never battle again.
Yo, watch him out, bro.
Danger Zone's gonna smoke or red.
What? Maybe I don't
No,
know.
he's not. Oh my God, no, he's not.
Wrath is a surf lawyer. Wrath surf lawyer,
He needs to get off that fucking island.
and he needs to get off the island. Yep. All right. Jersey.
All right. Yusuf, what do you what
I got nothing, brother.
All right, Wrath, what do you got? Wrath,
I don't got nothing.
Wrath, do you want to promote your YouTube page or business or anything? Or
Twitch.
I don't actually stream no more.
Oh, okay.
Aw,
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Damn.
streams are fire too.
He's
Yeah,
been
they
busy.
were. Lockhart, do you have anything you want to promote?
I battle tomorrow. Tune into that if y'all can on Caffeine. It's on exclusive Battle League. They're streaming live on Caffeine if y'all want to tune into that and see if I get a W or not. If
Mr.
not,
Man with the Mr. Man with the Mr. Man.
but yeah, that's all I got.
That
Okay.
is such a pause name, bro.
It
What the
is.
fuck?
Isn't that the fucking Vince McMahon theme song or whatever?
No, y'all think that's bad. Oh, yeah. Y'all think that's bad. His real name's worse.
It is.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
All right. You can watch that on the EBL Caffeine stream. Dan, do you have anything you want to shout out, promote, anything?
Shout out to r/. That's it.
Facts.
All right.
Shout out Young God Swag, by the way. He
Yeah,
disappeared.
thanks,
on this, but shouts to him.
Yep. Thank you to Swag. Thank you to Wrath for coming in on the show. Thank you to Dan as well for stepping in for a little bit. We'll be back. Our next episode will be our year-end recap. We're going to go through our Champion of the Year, Battle of
God.
the Year, Rookie of the Year. Stay tuned for that. We'll probably be out next week.
That's gonna be heated.
That will be
Yeah.
heated. We're gonna let the takes fly. We're gonna let the takes fly like Delta airplanes.
You can't tell
I
me
don't-
Dot's not champion of the year.
Shut
And I wanna
up.
hear it.
Okay.
Determination
well,
over.
all
They're
right.
like, Yusuf, you could run up on me and die.
All right, that's gonna do it for us here at the r/RapBattles podcast. I'm Bula. You guys have a great rest of your day. Please wear a mask. Let's get out of this pandemic. Stay safe. Social distance. We out of here.
Die.